He told me, why don't you meet our friend and have a discussion to see how you can help him. Those days I was a bit powerful. I was the chairman of the ruling party, TNA, so I felt I could help him. This gentleman came to my office at KICC on the 26th floor. We had a cup of tea. He spoke about how Kenya is a great country, how we should market Kenya more. And then he finished and said, thank you, we will see you. And I told him, I thought you have a problem with your, what was called a little investment. He sat back down and told me, if you look at the amount of money we've invested in Kenya, if you look at the risk we've taken, if I needed to know somebody to sort out my problem, I would not invest in Kenya. This country has a strong judiciary. This country has the rule of law. My matter is in court. I am sure it will be adjudicated fairly. That gentleman, Your Excellency, is Steve Jennings, and his little investment is Tatu City. He did not want to know anyone, but he knew because you have a strong and firm judiciary, we have the rule of law. We have a court that can stop a presidential inauguration, and also a court that can quickly, swiftly, following the due course, swear in a deputy president. After other institutions have finished their work, Kenya is a destination for investment. He told me, Your Excellency, he told me that even if he was given free land in some of the neighboring countries because of diplomacy I shall not mention, even if he got free land, he would not move there. Because a change of regime would mean risk to his investment. I really want us to appreciate the judiciary of the Republic of Kenya. Because, Your Excellency, without them, this would not be a destination for investment. We congratulate you for the number of years that you've had. We have had ups and downs in this country, but everyone has always known that there will be objectivity in your findings. But your objectivity also must not mean popularity. It must mean just doing the right thing. I was thinking this morning when I came, what does it feel like to be a judge of the Supreme Court? I don't know, Emeritus Mutunga, how does it feel like? Chief Justice Maraga, it's almost a godlike, the finality of your decision. You know, I would draw you to one of the points by Khalil Gibran on punishment and crime. And he speaks to it, that must be exercised in a way that is judicious. Because ultimately, the ultimate judge is God. I really admire the judges of the Supreme Court that we have. You exemplify, that attribute that this country must be. And even us in other arms of government, we look up to you. On behalf of governors, I thank you because you have stood for devolution. You have supported devolution in this country. I remember as a senator marching to court, we frog marched our speaker. He didn't want to go. He's now a governor, Lusaka, he's governor again. We told him, you must go. Because at that point, we felt devolution was under threat. The deputy president was also there, marching to the court, Professor Kindiki. But we found solace. And many times, the judgments will not be popular to us or acceptable, but they must be respected. And so I am happy that we have judges who are immune to popularity. You don't have to make a decision whether that is popular. Leave popularity to President William Ruto, Professor Kindiki, PCS, and ourselves. We are the ones who want to be popular with the people. But for you, just do what is right, as sober as a judge, and our country will remain solid. Your Excellency, with those many remarks, I know we've had a discussion about our favorite topic, which is the land over here, the Nairobi County land, that will soon host the Supreme Court building. I had mentioned that I have never been a client of the Supreme Court. I don't intend to be in my individual capacity soon, unless I vie for presidency one day, you never know. But in my individual capacity, no. And so I would not want to be out of favor with the Supreme Court. The land over here, you have pronounced yourselves, and the Constitution Article 62 says all unalienated public land, as at the point of promulgation of the Constitution of Kenya, is vested with the NLC and with the county government. For us to do that proper allotment, following the procedures, to have a new Supreme Court building will be something that we'll all be proud of as a legacy of President William Ruto, myself, and the Chief Justice. So please count on our support. And also, Madam Chief Justice, you're the chair of our Nyumba Kumi over here, being the first resident. Please convene us once in a while. Convene your neighbors at City Hall. at Parliament, and at the executive, even for a cup of tea. We'll be very happy to come. With those many remarks, karibuni in Nairobi. I've been asked to welcome you to Nairobi, though I know all of you live in Nairobi. But I'm sure it feels nice to be welcomed by the governor of Nairobi every so often to your home. Asanteni sana, and may God bless you.
Thank you very much, Governor Sakaja. It is now my pleasure to call on the Supreme Court Judge of Kenya, Judge, Honorable Lady Justice Njoki Ndung'u, to make some remarks. Tumpigie makofi.